Hey everybody, it's Atheist for the Cause here, and I have an article review for you. And I know you're not going to believe this, but it's from Media Matters for America. You're in for a treat. Fringe media target new Minneapolis hate crime hotline as imposing Sharia and fascism. Alt-right? Oh man, can you believe that? We're one word in and we've got the word alt-right. One word in literally to this article and they've already used the term alt-right. Of course, this is, the outlet that's run by David Brock, and he used to be the boyfriend of James Alefantis, and he's the one who and this is the outlet that goes around and sends bots at Vote and YouTube and Twitter and all these other social media sites to try to get any conversations they don't like shut down. And they're an extremely scummy organization. But, let's not mind that. Let's not mind that they're basically complete propaganda for the Democrats. And let's look at this article in good faith. Alt-right affiliated outlets and fake news purveyors are targeting Minneapolis, Minnesota after the city installed a hotline for residents to report possible hate crimes, baselessly claiming it is imposing Sharia law, that the move amounts to fascism, and that it's related to a United Nations resolution. Wow, that's pretty terrible. The alt-right is just going ridiculous, right? There's no way that this is what Minneapolis is trying to do. On June 19, the Star Tribune reported that Minneapolis had set up a hotline for residents to report hate crime incidences and other acts of intolerance. Other acts of intolerance. That's kind of interesting wording there. Though the report mentioned that the hotline comes amid signs of a recent surge of such incidences affecting Muslims and Jews across the country, many of which go unreported. So let me get this straight. They created a hotline to deal with hate crimes against Muslims and Jews that are going largely unreported. Oh my God. How do you know about them then? And how do you know about, all the other religions that you're not including? And how many hate crimes they're facing? How many unreported hate crimes? So, we're not just talking about, some people saying that they feel there's more crimes or something. This is an actual policy that costs money by the city of Minneapolis. And you think they'd have some hard statistics or something, not just, unreported crimes. Neither the news report nor the city's press release suggested that the hotline is meant for people who subscribe to a specific religion. Wait a minute. Did you not just say that there's been a recent surge of incidences affecting Muslims and Jews across the country? And that's the reason, or the timing comes amid signs of a recent surge. So they're using the recent surge against these groups to justify this hotline. It kind of seems like it is specifically for, mainly two groups of people here. Call me crazy. But keep this in mind, that they're trying to claim this isn't for people who subscribe to a specific religion, because I'm going to read what they said to you after, and it's completely bullshit. This is all about protected classes. And Christians aren't a protected class. White people aren't a protected class. Straight people, cisgendered people, white people, rich people, those aren't protected classes. So all of those people This hotline is not set up for any of those groups of people. Nonetheless, alt-right affiliated outlets and fake news purveyors jumped on the announcement. Just look how much crap. Like, if you actually read this and bought into this site regularly, and their comments on here are often pretty extreme, but it's just like they just beat it into your head, alt-right and fake news, and I feel like this is a lot different than when other people say like CNN is fake news and stuff like that. Excuse me, very fake news. Because people are actually making a judgment on what the mainstream media on the left is largely reporting on. They're not just calling anybody that disagrees with them fake news. There are still plenty of sources on the left that the right doesn't attack. But if you look at like what Media Matters does, basically any news outlet that is on the right is considered fringe, alt-right, fake news. They're all like in one bucket. Or shall I say, almost like one basket of deplorables. So, fake news purveyor Freedom Daily called it the anti-blasphemy hotline, comparing it to blasphemy laws in other countries which followers of Islam can use to have people who speak out, criticize their own religion, thrown into prison. Yeah, that's kind of true. Kind of like what's happening in the UK. Kind of like what's happening in other European countries. Where, like, one guy just got thrown in... And I think it's happening in Canada, too. One guy just got thrown in prison for 2 years for writing on Facebook some anti-Muslim sentiments. 2 years. It said that the hotline was only the beginning of Democrats' plans for full-blown fascism in our country, and also suggested that it is connected to a UN resolution pushed by former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton that encouraged nations to criminalize a person who defames or criticizes a person's religious views. Well, yeah. Like, you're saying this stuff like it's ridiculous, but, like, this is actually true. So, I don't get what the problem is here. A claim also suggested by WND. Oh, that alt-right, fake news, fringe website. I'm surprised you guys even know about them. In addition, fake news purveyor USA Newsflash. They've got to be like alt-right fake news too, right? And fringe. Also claim the new hotline is fascism against opinions deemed forbidden by the state, and fake news purveyors. It's like every outlet. World Net Daily published a piece. They didn't get like fake news or anything like that in front of them, but almost every one of these is like fake news purveyor and alt-right affiliated, and like they all get some sort of, and there's only a couple of them, so keep recycling them. It's like you think people would roll their eyes after, the 5th time fake news purveyor was used. Like, look at, in addition, fake news purveyor, like the fake news purveyor, fake news purveyor. Dude, this whole paragraph is in front of every outlet is fake news purveyor. I didn't even realize that until just now. It's fucking on my video, man. Alright, so conservative Daily Post called it Gestapo-like. Washington Feed accused the city's loony mayor of embracing Islamic culture at the expense of the First Amendment. And fake news purveyor. See, a lot of these people have seen what other countries have done. A lot of these outlets, and they know where this leads. They go around saying anti-hate crime laws, but then you can see that they're targeting specific groups and they're protecting specific groups, and it's not equality at all. It's not equal protection under the law or anything like that. It's not meant to be anti-harassment. It's meant to push a political agenda. So, Truthfeed criticized the idea of taxpayer dollars and energy being wasted on this hateful foreign religion. So how is that a fake news purveyor? Like, it is a waste of money. But even if you disagree, I mean, it's just an opinion. It's not like they're really pushing fake news. This is a real hotline that's happening. A contributor for fake news purveyor Before It's News. I've never even heard of some of these. Before It's News? Now, any one of these outlets that Media Matters hates kind of makes me want to check them out, you know? So, accused the city of surrendering to the supremacism of Muslims. The WorldNet Daily, InfoWars, Gateway Pundit, Freedom Daily, Conservative Daily Post, the Truthfeed articles have drawn numerous Facebook engagements, according to social media analytics website BuzzSumo. There were at least 2,200 engagements with WorldNet Daily's article, 140 with InfoWars article, 319 with Gateway Pundit's article, 65,400 with Freedom Daily's article. Ooh, they have some reach. 7,200 with Conservative Daily Post article, and 1,100 with Truthfeed's article. Did I just miss it? Oh, 140. Wow, only 140 Facebook engagements with InfoWars? That seems low, doesn't it? The absurd attacks come as the alt-right fake news ecosystem continues to push Islamophobic smears against anyone associated with Islam. The ecosystem, they are not targeting any specific people. Like, they're not targeting individuals. They're talking about a broad policy. So how can it be a smear against anyone associated with Islam? This ecosystem has also reportedly targeted brands and public figures who seek to promote unity, and it has amplified other dubious claims, baseless conspiracy theories, and lies. A little projection, much, Media Matters? So let's take a look at this and see if they're saying that this is to promote unity, or these public figures are. So let's see if Minneapolis is looking to promote unity. This is the Minneapolis Department of Civil Rights. It's not long, so don't worry. A message to the Minneapolis community. And just listen to how authoritarian this sounds too. Like how big brother it is. Since the general election, many of us have experienced, witnessed firsthand, or heard of actions of, and wait for it, do you remember what they always used to say? Racism, xenophobia, I'm pretty sure they got these like in the wrong order, because isn't there like a specific order, like sexism, xenophobia, race? I think it was racism, sexism, xenophobia, and bigotry. I think that's how they had it in the during the campaigns. But anyways, racism, xenophobia, sexism, and bigotry directed at people here and in cities across the U.S. In no uncertain terms, hate-motivated speech and actions have no place in Minneapolis, nor will they be tolerated. Activities such as these are against the law. No one is above the law. Is Hillary Clinton in jail? Is John Podesta in jail? Is Tony Podesta in jail? Is James Alefantis in jail? You're telling me no one is above the law? Give me a break. Minneapolis is committed to human rights and racial equity for anyone who lives, works, and visits our city. We want everyone to feel safe and welcome here. This department echoes Minneapolis Mayor Betsy Hodges' resolve and commitment when she stated, "I will not compromise the public safety of the people of Minneapolis to satisfy Trump's desires to put politics before public safety. Oh, really? So you're not putting politics above public safety when you put this, and this hate crime hotline, and then in your comment, you invoke Trump? I mean, give me a break. If this was a legitimate policy on legitimate grounds, you wouldn't even be talking about Trump. You'd be talking about the facts. Minneapolis is being built and strengthened by people from all over the world, and I am grateful for their commitment to our city. I stand with them today and will continue to take that stand as the president-elect prepares to take office. Yeah, because this is kind of, this is a little older. I was going to do it before, but then I got doing other things, so. But it's still, Media Matters article is just from June 23rd, so this is still kind of getting out there, and still kind of circulating. The Minneapolis Department of Civil Rights upholds and enforces the city's anti-discrimination and anti-harassment laws. We also investigate allegations of police misconduct. Now, here, so that's kind of like a Black Lives Matter thing. And now, like, it sounds good. We investigate allegations of police misconduct, right? Except, like, it kind of has, like, a Black Lives Matter tone to it. And then if you look at, like, their protected classes that they bring up in a second here, you kind of see, like, this is completely political. It's completely regressive. It says, we are an important resource. If you, your family, or someone you know experiences harassment or discrimination based on their race, religion, national origin, sex, LGBT status, notice there's, like, where is straight? Where is, like, cisgendered, And when they say sex, they're implying women. Men need not apply here. LGBT status or other protected classes, or have been the victim of police misconduct, please contact us. And so it's just complete bullshit. And, this is, so basically if anybody within one of these groups wants to get at somebody else that they don't like, just give this hotline a call and, falsely accuse someone, and they'll have the police show up at their door, and then, they'll have to fight off all these accusations, and you can just go on with your life normally and not worry about it, because, the police are doing your dirty work for you. All you had to do was call a simple hotline. My God, give me a break. The thing is, if it was like a serious hate crime issue, they could already just call the police. And another thing I wanted to bring up about the Muslim and Jew comment, many of which go unreported about this. Remember that this is from, a little while ago. So when, especially with the swastika thing, that was like, a lot of those were fake. Like, more of the major ones reported in the media where swastikas were going on like houses and garages and stuff. More of them showed up to be, or were exposed as being fakes than were exposed as being, legitimate hate crime or, anything like that. So, it was one of the things that leftists thought would be a great idea to do after the elections, to make it look like suddenly overnight, after we elected Trump, that, all of a sudden the country went to shit and everybody, like, the racists just came out of the woodwork and went on this mass, like, swastika spree. It was pathetic. But anyways, that's what I have for you now. Media Matters for America, you're utterly ridiculous still. And Minneapolis Department of Civil Rights, civil rights is supposed to be for everybody. You've got it wrong. You're not handling this properly. You're not doing your job properly. I mean, why are you only protecting protected classes? Why aren't you protecting everybody? Do I, as a white person, not have as many rights as a black person does, or a Mexican person, or a Latino person, or Asian person, or Korean person, or or as a man, do I not have as many rights as a woman because I'm not a part of a protected class? Jesus. Anyways, have a good one, guys.